I have everything I need. I have everything I need. I have everything I need. Sweet Rumi is here, 1 week postpartum, looking so much more awake today, staring at me. Sweet magic baby. Marin here from indiebirth with a 1 week postpartum update. She's just the sweetest soul in the universe. I could just cry some emotional tears with how blessed I feel to be holding this sweet little bean. Let's see if I can get his face. He's just staring at me or something behind me. I don't know. He's not dressed, but he is just wearing a fun little blanket and hat. We were just across the street at a temple, an outdoor temple, where we found our little spot in the woods away from all the people. And that was our first outing together, literally steps away. And let me tell you, it's actually hot here. So I really didn't have to stretch very far or, be cold or have him be cold, which of course is against some of the rules. But I broke the rules anyway in so many ways, right, with this whole birth. So here's to more rule breaking and truth following. We needed to get out. I needed sun and I needed to put my feet on the earth. And I know that that's where he's also happiest. So he didn't make a sound. He just looked into my eyes and looked around at the birds and the trees and was just as happy as he was in my belly when I would go visit that place. So couldn't feel better today, given that Margot has left for home. That was sad, of course, and very emotional this morning. Yet another reason we needed to get ourselves out and, just be reminded that the world is good and big and beautiful. Totally getting a little teary, but she's my best friend and she was here for a really epic 2 weeks. Like, it couldn't have been better. It maybe couldn't have been crazier, but overall it just was what it was meant to be. And I guess I could go off on some tangents about birth, and I don't know that I really want to right now, but just wanting to thank all of you for being so supportive and reading a very vulnerable, intimate birth story and hopefully taking it to heart to mean, something that maybe you needed to hear perhaps, or the world needed to hear. There was so much just sincerity and truth in that story for us, obviously, right? We couldn't have made it up and we didn't. It was 100% what we needed. And so, to that end too, we've gotten so many nice comments and stories and also people saying like, oh my God, birth can be rough. And to that, I would say, yeah, life can be rough, but birth is normally, not as rough, but it worked out, and it often does work out, almost always. And my experience was mine, and I hope that's what conscious people came away with, which is we create our stories, and sometimes they're harder than we might want, but we need the lessons that are there. So there are no accidents. And that's why my story can't be your story and your story can't be my story. If we're really tuning in, we each get what we need from them. So I couldn't be more grateful. I'm actually just so thrilled with the way it turned out. I think it was beyond anything I expected. And I mean, that's saying a lot after seeing hundreds of births and having a lot of my own. But it was absolutely perfect, and I know it's going to change the course of my life in some significant ways, I'm sure, through birth work. So anyway, thanks for listening to that. I think someone's getting a little restless here, but I'm sure he'll be happy to get some milk. Would you like some milk, sir? No, not yet. Rumi has gained 1/2 pound in a week. Yay for him. He's been doing awesome. Do you want any milk? And we're still on our strict postpartum diet, which, rules schmools, but it is working in the sense of us both feeling really good. I've had lots of babies, and I've never had a baby as easy as they all have been that has never fussed. That has never had a night where, well, I could cross my fingers on this, right? He's only 7 days old, but one of those nights, where you have a couple hours and you're like, oh man, their belly's hurt, or, they seem uncomfortable. I mean, who doesn't say that? But knock on wood, it has not happened yet. And I don't know if it's just his personality or it's this postpartum diet, which has been like so easy on our systems, which, also means it's easy on your emotions and your mental state. So I couldn't really feel better at a week, but I'm being very careful to, not do too much, especially this next week when I'm feeling really good, I'm sure. I really want to keep resting every day with him. And when I go back on call in a month, oh my God, back on call in a month, I want to be healthy and rested as possible and ready for these new mamas to have their babies and be present with them and feel amazing. So that's what we're up to. Not a whole lot. I'm going to get to some vaginal steaming here. That's been another thing I've been enjoying. And yeah, just trying to take care of all the ways that we come back into our bodies and attempt to feel grounded and well, trying to take care of him. And again, I couldn't do it without support. So don't think that I am. My husband is working really hard in the house with all the kids and cooking for them and cleaning and taking them to the park. It's ridiculous how much he's taken on. But, I did the hard work of growing the baby and having the baby, and this is his part. So grateful to him. And of course, Margot, who's gone. And yeah, just looking forward to some great times with this little dude as he grows and connects more and smiles. And again, thank you for all your love and support. It's been really awesome with some of the hours sitting here, to watch some other videos and get to know some of you better. And again, just to be on the receiving end of love about his story. It's really touching and very much appreciated by Margot and I both as we navigate, our own lives through the birth world, and now with this story, which feels super important, of course, like all birth stories are, but probably able to change the world in a significant way, which is just fabulous. All right, everybody, thanks so much for hanging out with us at 1 week. Yes, I had to think about that. 1 week postpartum. Rumi Soul says hello, and lots of love from us to you from Sedona.